If you want to add the sound holes, you need to position your soundboard with location pins to make sure that the sound holes will match up to the arms once the instrument's glued. On my design, there's 86mm from this point here to the middle of the sound hole, and so we mark that position on. I use 2 location pins. These are just these are cocktail sticks. I use a drill bit about 1.5mm, and I just make in the center line here that's going to be hidden later. Now this point here will be visible, but this is only 1.5mm. But these 2 location pins will ensure that when we glue up, that this stays in the same position. This one will be hidden by an overcap afterwards. And the other one, what I like to do is do this in reverse. We're going to measure the midway point here. There's a brad on one side, brad on the other side. This gives us our location. Put this back in position. We're going to use this one to hold in place. So it is. We clamp these in position. Just going to break this in half. I guess there's 2. And what we can do now, put this in position, we'll use our marker. This is a darker marker, so we can make sure we know exactly where the interior line is, so there is no confusion. Just going to mark it with a black marker as well. The soundboard, you can see exactly where the soundboard is now. Take our lines, we draw with a pencil across these 2 marks. You can transfer them over. You can do that with a square to make sure that it's in the right place. You could just transfer that mark over there, over there. We'll mark the line midway between these 2 points. Looks like we've got 44mm, which means it should need to be 22, correct. This one, it's come out at 44, to make sure it's 22. Okay. Now with a wood like cedar, it's sometimes worthwhile attaching a small piece of veneer or paper to the back of this with animal glue, so that when you drill through it, the wood doesn't split and you don't have an uneven edge. Soft woods like cedar tend to fray. Even when you drill with a really sharp bit, there's a likelihood of a bit of rough edge to there. We are going to use the Forstner bit, which will give us a really clean cut. But I am going to glue a patch on here before I attach the piece. Match this up with a piece. This is a piece of maple veneer. I'm just going to make a small piece. Which just acts as a reinforcement. Make sure this comes through to the other side. Same again here. So we can just about see the hole here. That's great. So what we're now going to do is locate our pieces of this is our animal high glue, and this will glue quite quickly. We're just going to hold that for 10 seconds. I'm just going to clamp this for just using the masking tape to hold it in position. We're just going to clamp this for about 5 or 10 minutes. We don't need to clamp it for much longer than that because it will clamp by itself. Before we glue this instrument up, we're going to put the label in. It's very important, I think, to at least make a note on the lyre who it's made by and when, the location ideally. I always include both a physical label, and I stamp the wood as well and sign the wood as well. I use animal glue. This is one of my antique pieces of paper that I'm using. It's just animal glue. This label will only ever be seen if someone opens the instrument for repair, but it tells them all they need to know in terms of its provenance. And so in addition to that, I'll do a day stamp. Record the date of this instrument. I double check it's the right date, the right year. So I include a date stamp as well. Now I'm going to do a matching one of these on the soundboard. On the soundboard I'll do one on the bridge. The reinforcement patch has been glued on, and now to dry. Clamp this at least for an hour or so. What I like to do then is to attach a piece of masking tape to the back, and we're going to glue another piece of masking tape to a piece of scrap wood. We're going to do the super glue trick again, where we put a few dots of super glue. And we take our 10mm Forstner bit. You can usually tell when the shavings start to change colour that you've gone into the pine. Chamfer it from both sides.